Welcome back to the show, girls. Happy Thursday. We are back with our Ask the Everygirl segment where you submit a question and I give you some advice. And today I'm answering a question that kind of stopped me in my tracks. It's one of those questions that feel, I guess, like simple on the surface, but we are going so deep. I have lots to say. This listener writes in, from the outside, it looks like you're living the dream life. Advice to the girlies on how to get the dream job, the dream man, and just have your life together. First of all, I'm honored that you think that about me, that I have the dream life. I love the validation, but it's so funny. My first instinct was to kind of argue with this and be like, oh my god, no, my life isn't perfect. I get so much anxiety. I'm always worried about money. Like, I really started to counteract that and argue with it. And then I was like, wait, I think that's part of the problem. We are not viewing our current lives as our dream lives. We're always looking at the gap or what we don't have yet. I think what's important for me to stress hearing this question is that, yeah, I work really hard to feel really happy in my life. My desire for the biggest, most happy, wonderful life possible is the driver behind everything that I do, every decision I make, every action I take. And I have worked incredibly hard for the life that I want to be as happy as I possibly can. But I also really wouldn't want anyone to look at me or anyone on social media, anyone else, and think her life is so much better than mine. Also, just as a quick side note, here's my thing about social media. We think of it as this highlight reel. People always say everyone's posting the good parts, they're not posting their struggles or anxieties or whatever. So you think that everyone's life is a lot better than it is, or everyone else is a lot happier or more successful than they actually are, which is so true. I mean, I'm not posting, and like maybe I should, but I'm not posting every time I have anxiety or when me and my fiance fight or whenever I feel self doubt or insecurities creep in. I guess I just don't think to post that because I only try to post what would be helpful to other people. So I'm like, when I'm struggling with something, I don't think that that's very helpful, but maybe it would be. But anyway, it's true. Like, people do not post the sad things or the hard things or what they struggle with. So, sure, social media is this highlight reel. But here's the other thing that we don't talk about enough. No matter how many TikToks or vlogs or Instagram stories you post, life is impossible to capture, period. The bad parts may not end up on social media, but neither do the best parts. The inside jokes with your best friends that no one else understands. The feeling of coming home to your mom after you've been gone for a while, the little conversations with your significant other while you're cooking dinner after work and you're just decompressing and laughing and enjoying each other. The very best parts of your dream life are the ones that can't possibly be photographed or captured for an audience. I also kind of, just to make this point too, I want you to reflect on this because I think we often have a warped idea of what we actually want because of social media. Like, we see certain trips or certain careers or certain relationships or lifestyles, and we think, "That's the dream life. That's what I should want. That would make me happy." When in reality, that career or relationship or trip or lifestyle in actual practice wouldn't make you happy. And here's another thing, the second that you believe someone else's life is the dream and yours isn't, you automatically are putting your happiness on layaway. You start living in when then mode. When I get the job, then I'll feel successful. When I get into a relationship, then I will feel lovable. And the danger with when then thinking is that it's a moving target. You maybe finally get the thing that you thought was the dream, and immediately your brain sets a new milestone that you have to hit before you can be happy. Like, I just did this. I am talking to myself here. I went into all these reasons like, no, my life is not the dream life. I'm working towards my dream life in the future. And I had to stop myself and be like, can I change the way I view my life? Can I see my life now as the dream life, even with all the challenges, even with all the things I want to work on and the goals that I haven't accomplished yet? I think we really have to work on seeing our lives as the dream life that we already have. It's not that ambition is bad. Obviously, I love setting goals. I get addicted with manifesting more for myself, thinking big, dreaming big. But if you're constantly chasing more without acknowledging the beauty of this life that you're in, or if you're thinking that other people have this secret to life that you don't have, you train your brain to believe that happiness is always somewhere else. You're missing the fact that parts of your current reality were once things that you really hoped for. And if you never notice that, your dream life is always going to be out of reach no matter what you accomplish. Again, this is like a lecture for myself because you watch me live just do that. Be like, no, 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 I'm not living the dream life. What an awful way to think. I know you want to make your life even bigger and more beautiful. And there's so many things you want to accomplish and are meant to accomplish in life. And I will give you advice to help you get there. That's what this podcast is, of course, all about. But also, can we all just pause for a minute and think about how we might actually be living the dream life right now? So, to this very kind listener, I want you to know that you are already living the dream life. You just might not realize it. Like, I wouldn't on the surface call this my dream life. I'm working towards so much more. I struggle with so many things. I am working to improve myself, my life, my career, the podcast. But this question really made me stop and say, why can't I call this and look at this as my dream life already? What a minimizing, awful thing to tell myself that I'm not living my dream life just because I'm not at the end destination yet. Younger me would love this life. She would be in awe of it. I am so freaking lucky. I love the people in my life. I love where I live. I love what I get to do. Just because I have challenges, which I think will always have challenges, just because I'm not where I might see myself ending up yet, who says that that's the dream life, but this isn't? So maybe my real answer to this question that I kind of had my own little coming to Jesus moment right now is that the dream isn't this finish line that you cross, it's a perspective shift that you make. This life right now, imperfect, messy, scary, uncomfortable, beautiful, boring, all of it might already be the dream. We just don't look at it that way. But to answer your question, what you're actually asking for, how to have your life together, maybe how to achieve your goals, get to a life that feels even more fuller and more beautiful and more authentic to you. Here are some tips that will absolutely change your life. First of all, come closer when I tell you this. Self esteem is all you need to know. When you increase your self esteem, you are increasing what your life can look like in every area. I said before that I think manifestation really is just self esteem, it's knowing what you can do or what you deserve. Your beliefs transform your actions, and your actions transform your life. It's almost like your life will change as just a byproduct of changing your self esteem. Self esteem is your ceiling. And here's what I mean by that. If you believe deep down that you're not good with money, or that you're not someone who's lovable, who can be in a healthy relationship, or you'll always be the shy girl who never speaks up, your actions will always reflect this. And therefore, your life will always reflect this. Even if you really want with all your heart to be more successful, to be in a relationship, to lose weight, to be healthier, whatever it is, even if you really want it, if you deep down believe that you don't deserve it or that you can't get it, You never will. Your subconscious beliefs create a limit. You can hustle as hard as you want. You can have all the discipline in the world. But at some point, you'll self sabotage or plateau because your identity hasn't caught up. And psychology backs this up. There's something called the reticular activating system. I talk about this all the time. It's a part of the brain that filters out pieces of information that doesn't match your existing beliefs. So if your belief is, I'm unlovable, or success is really hard, making more money is impossible for me, your brain literally filters out any evidence that might suggest the contrary. You don't really register all of the moments with your friends that show how much they love you, or maybe people hitting on you, trying to make eyes with you in a bar. It doesn't register to you. You don't notice when someone's flirting with you, or you will disregard all the small career wins, all the compliments that might be proof of how successful you could be. But if your belief is, I am so magnetic. I am meant to be successful. I add so much value to the world. I am so lovable. Your brain literally will start to collect proof that you are. And then when you believe that, your actions reflect that. So self esteem is not just like feeling more confident in selfies, it actually rewires your brain. And the way that your brain gets rewired transforms your actions, which then changes your life. Research shows that confidence precedes competence, not the other way around, even though we often think that that's how it goes. It's not once I'm successful, then I'll finally feel good about myself, or once I'm in a relationship, I'll finally feel lovable. It's when I feel good about myself, then I'll be successful, or when I feel lovable, then I will find a relationship. Confidence precedes competence. And the good news is that confidence is a practice. It's a muscle. It's like a skill you can build. I have worked on this a lot in my life. You have no idea. I would say of all the work that I've done on healing my hormones, on my health, on my finances, on whatever it is, like of anything that you've probably have ever heard about me if you listen to our show, this is probably the thing that I have done the most work on. I've had to challenge so many limiting beliefs that I had, that I wasn't cut out to run a business or to be super successful, that I couldn't have financial success as a creative, that I would always be anxious or have really bad period symptoms or never feel connected to my body. Like I've had so many limiting beliefs about myself. And I had to realize that those were not facts. Those were just stories that I've told myself. And the wild thing is, once I really worked to change those stories and when I worked to believe the new stories, I am really good with money. I can be super successful. I am so lovable. I'm deserving of a happy, safe relationship. I'm capable of anything. I can make so many new friends. Everything around me started to shift, not because I was forcing action, but because my beliefs shifted the way that I naturally acted and therefore shifted my entire reality. That is how you achieve anything that you want, is just to adjust what you believe you are worthy of and capable of. So here's what I recommend to start changing your self esteem and to manifest any goals, your dream life, whatever it is. First of all, identify where your ceiling is. Think about the thing that you want most right now. Is it a certain kind of career, a relationship, more confidence, better health? And then ask yourself, do I actually believe I am capable and worthy of achieving this right now? Be radically honest with yourself. Then pinpoint your limiting beliefs. What comes up? Most of these limiting beliefs that we have are really sneaky and they can sound just like facts. They can be very convincing, even though they are still just limiting beliefs that are stories. I'm just not good at dating, or there's no good men in the city, or no one makes money in this industry, or I'm too shy, I'm too lazy to be healthy. These are all beliefs, not truths. And the next, you're going to search for counter advice. This is my favorite trick. If you believe you are unlovable, for example, make a list of all of the people who love you. If you think that you're bad with money or can't be good with your finances, look up people that are in your same career path or from the same place as you that have become super successful. You have to train your brain, like literally rewire it to seek proof of your worth instead of proof that you're not good enough. If you really deeply feel like in order to have a healthy relationship, you have to totally change yourself to be lovable, or if you really believe you can't possibly make a better salary in your career or whatever it is, and it's a really hard belief to let go of. You can't possibly find evidence to counteract it, or even if you do find evidence, you still have that little thought that's pushing you like, nope, this is fact, that this is your reality. Try to believe in just the possibility. This might be a little bit easier. It's probably going to maybe click a little bit more for those really deep ingrained beliefs to ask yourself, what if I'm more capable than I think I am? That tiny bit of belief is enough to start the shift. So start here, start with your self esteem because you don't manifest what you want. This is the biggest mistake that I see people making with manifesting and manifest talk and manifestation being so trendy. This is the biggest mistake. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you believe you are. But beyond increasing your self esteem and therefore increasing your ceiling, what you're capable of, I would say get super clear on your dream life. Your dream life. I want to emphasize the your in that. What does your dream life look like? Like, what would actually make you really happy? What makes it different than anyone else's dream life? And then act like you already are living it in whatever way you can. Find out who is the version of you that is living that dream life, and then speak like her, act like her, dress like her, make decisions that she would make, and your life around you will start to catch up, I promise. I love the Delulu girl era, acting like your most delusional self and acting like you already have your dream life, even if you don't. But this isn't really about acting or being delusional. This is actually practical because it's just about becoming the more accurate version of yourself. Like you're not acting like anything, you're actually becoming the version of you that would exist without trauma or other people's opinions or programming or limiting beliefs. Next, now that we've worked on the most important part, which is everything internal, let's talk about curating your environment for opportunity. And I don't just mean your physical space in your home. I also mean the people you surround yourself with, the media you consume, and all of the systems that you set up in your daily life. Your environment is either setting you up to stay the exact same or it's setting you up to become the version of you that has your dream life. So you have to get super meticulous of your environment. For example, if you want to break into a new industry or level up in your career, surround yourself with people that motivate you and inspire you or have similar interests and drive. Go to networking events, follow people on social media that have a similar career path or job to what you want. Your brain learns by osmosis. So if you are constantly absorbing conversations, values, and energy from people who are where you want to be, your subconscious starts adapting to that frequency. Even just listening to interviews with successful women in your field while you're folding laundry or on your commute or going for a walk can reshape your internal landscape. That's actually a huge reason. I mean, I love having our guests on the show because they're so inspiring. We learn so much from them. But there's a little piece of me that always thinks about the more you girls are listening to these incredible women that have accomplished so much, that believe so much, the more it's going to rub off on you. And then talking about just your home environment, design your schedule and your space around the habits of your best self. If your dream life starts every morning with a matcha latte and a 10-minute journaling session, then Put out the matcha on the countertop, leave your journal with it. Make sure to put it in your calendar that you're gonna wake up 10 minutes earlier. If the version of you that lives in your dream life drinks water all day and is super hydrated, I don't know, put a cute glass on your desk and make sure you refill it every time you get up. Even just adjusting your micro habits can give you macro results because your micro habits, everything from the first thing that you do when you wake up to how you respond when you're stressed out, reinforces your identity. And as we talked about before, going back to the self esteem, your identity dictates your life. So, in other words, whatever your habits show is who you are. Please do not underestimate how much your space, the people around you, what you're consuming, your routines, how much these things impact the outcome of your life. I like to say your environment will win every time, which means you can have the best intentions, you can feel motivated, you can have desires to achieve certain things. But if your space and systems and routines are set up to support the old version of you, you will keep looping in the same patterns. So let's flip the script. Curate your life like it's a living vision board. Fill your home with things that inspire you, that make you happy. Fill your calendar and your schedule with routines and rituals and events that feel exciting to you and authentic to you rather than just what you think you're supposed to do. Surround yourself with the people, the energy, the environments that reflect the life that you want, not just the life that you've had. And then the last piece of advice, what I have seen to truly be the most impactful thing to transform your life, no matter who you are or what your life currently looks like, is to start mastering emotional skills to train your nervous system. You could have the perfect business plan, but if you spiral every time something goes wrong, it won't work. You could meet your soulmate, your dream partner, but if you don't know how to self regulate your nervous system, you will self sabotage the second that intimacy starts to feel scary. You could manifest your dream job, but if you cannot handle inevitable rejection or pivoting through failure, you will tap out before you even give yourself the chance to succeed. Emotional agility is a manifestation tool because being able to sit with discomfort without needing to numb it or fix it or escape from it is a secret to getting anything you want in your life. Where this shows up really is training your nervous system to feel safe in discomfort. Like if you see someone out that you're really attracted to and that's really intimidating to you, or if you get an opportunity to work on a project, but you worry that you're not ready or good enough or won't do a good job, that discomfort will convince you not to do the thing, not to follow through on the project, not to go up to the person you see at the bar. It will talk you out of the action step. That's why most people won't go up to the hot person at the bar that just might be the love of their life. Or they don't apply for their dream job or say yes to the opportunity that might end up getting them all the success that they want in life. But if you can regulate your nervous system to feel safe being in discomfort, feeling uncomfortable, this is how you grow your life to more than you ever could have imagined it to be. Let me tell you something. I feel really uncomfortable or I feel that self doubt creep in almost every single day. I am not kidding. I, for example, will get an opportunity to interview someone really amazing. And I will immediately feel like, oh my God, I'm not ready for this. I don't think they'll like me. Or I get invited to an intimidating event that I have to go to alone. And I immediately think, oh my God, that's so scary to show up alone. I won't have anyone to talk to. And I have to train my nervous system to feel safe and used to this discomfort, being uncomfortable. So now I expect the discomfort. I literally am used to being uncomfortable. I guess I'm comfortable being uncomfortable in a lot of instances. I don't see discomfort as a red light. I use it as a green light. Like, oh, if I'm feeling uncomfortable, that discomfort, that means this is exactly what I need to do for my growth to get to where I want to be. So I really look at this idea of, being able to have these emotional skills and work on training your nervous system as kind of like the ability to hold two truths at once that don't cancel each other out. So, for example, I'm scared and I feel self doubt and I'm still going to do it rather than I'm scared or I feel self doubt or I'm uncomfortable, so I won't do it. I'm going to do it even though I feel uncomfortable. And another reason why emotional skills are so crucial for achieving your dream life is that you can only make decisions fit for your dream life if your nervous system feels less stressed and reactive. All of the decisions that you can make from a stressed out, triggered, burned out place are not coming from your highest self. They are coming from fear, from lack, from old programming. When you are experiencing chronic stress, your body's in survival mode. You are literally having to chase safety, not expansion, not growth. When your nervous system is dysregulated, like when you are chronically stressed, when you're in fight or flight mode, your brain literally cannot access the parts of you that are responsible for creativity, intuition, or any of the higher level decision making. If you are chronically stressed, you go into survival mode. You shrink, you settle, you do anything you can to stay safe, AKA stay in the exact same life that you already have. But when you learn to regulate, when you can breathe through the hard moments, anchor yourself even when those emotions are feeling loud, you make choices from alignment, from intuition, from higher level decision making. So, in order to really regulate your nervous system and get yourself out of fight or flight mode so that you can start making decisions for your dream life, this might look like even just like taking 3 deep breaths when you start to feel stressed out. And ideally, even training yourself to feel safe, to not get stressed out even when life gets busy or there's a lot on your to do list. I really wish everyone would know this. Like, you do not have to feel stressed just because you're busy, just because you're in traffic, just because you're running late, just because you have a big meeting coming up. You don't have to feel stressed. Stress is fight or flight mode, right? It is your body thinking that you are in literal life or death danger. So, if you are stuck in traffic and running late, or if you have a really intimidating first date coming up, you can train your body to still feel safe so that those things can feel uncomfortable or uncertain, but it doesn't have to mean stress. So, like when I start to feel myself getting stressed, I first of all literally relax my body. I will unclench my jaw, relax my shoulders, slow down my breathing, take a few deep breaths, like basically do all of the reverse effects of what fight or flight does to the body. And then I tell myself literally in my head, I am safe. I'm okay. Everything's fine. This is not a threat to my life. I am safe. And this has helped me completely lower my stress threshold so that I get stressed less often, I react less, and therefore I can make more decisions from my highest self. That will actually help me get closer to my dream life rather than feeling stagnant or getting me further away. And the crazy thing is that we're not taught emotional regulation in this way, especially when it comes to achieving our dream life. Like, we are taught to hustle hard, to push ourselves, to reach burnout, that stress is this badge of honor we should wear. But in reality, this mentality of existing in burnout and chronic stress is keeping us small. I promise you, if you will not grow emotionally and train your nervous system, your goals will either stay out of reach, most likely, or even worse, they will come true and you still won't feel good enough. So, my challenge to you is this: don't just make a list of goals, make a list of skills. Learn how to calm your body, learn how to feel comfortable being uncomfortable, learn how to show yourself empathy, learn how to bounce back from failure, how to be kind to yourself, even if you are triggered or burnt out or overwhelmed, learn how to adjust your self-esteem because that is the foundation that your dream life will be built on. If this episode made you feel something, helped you in any way, if it made you rethink the way you see yourself or gave you any insight to achieve your dream life, please share this episode. Send it to your best friend who maybe is also spiraling about their job or another friend who really wants to love their life. Screenshot the episode and post your story with your favorite quote from the episode. Tag me and I will repost it. I genuinely love seeing which episodes and what parts of episodes resonate with you guys. Also, as I know I say every single episode, but I will never stop saying it because that's how important it is to support our show. Please take 10 seconds to leave an Apple review on Apple Podcasts, or if you're on Spotify, leave us a review, write us a comment. It is the number one way to support the show. I know every podcaster says this, and I get it. I usually tune out the podcasters that say that as well. But ever since I've gone on this end of it, I always am leaving every single episode comments or reviews or whatever that I love because that's how much it matters. It is what helps other women find this amazing community and helps us to grow and reach more women who need to hear this information. So, any comment, review, anything you can leave is so appreciated. Thank you, my girls. I love you. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you on Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I know I sure did. Please do not forget to rate, review, and subscribe. It really makes a huge difference for our show so we can keep growing and bringing the content that you love. If you want more info, you can find us at The Everygirl Podcast on Instagram or theeverygirlpodcast.com. Talk to you next week.